Hello, beautiful souls. It's Andrea with Enlightening Offerings, and I wanted to come on here today because there is a theme that keeps showing up in my life directly, and it's not a good one. And I feel like if I don't say something about it, that I am then complicit in the issue that I'm seeing. The I don't know how to say this without sounding snarky, so I hope it comes across well. It's the idea that this emerging large amount of people doing energetic healing work, they're not telling you loud and publicly that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not damaged. The concept of energetic healing as compared to perhaps Western medicine and things like that is that energetic healing to me is very proactive as compared to Western medicine, which has to by nature be reactive. So Western medicine, we heal the cuts and the bruises and the cancers and the breaks and things like that after the issues happen. The beauty of energetic healing is that the issues, the blockages in our energy body haven't manifested yet into the physical realm. So as within, so without. The things that happen on the inside are energy blockages, our emotional blockages. Those types of things cause, in my opinion, a lot of the ailments and issues that we deal with in the physical realm. And that can be in the physical body as well as, say, repeat themes and dating the same person in a different body kind of thing. So the idea of energetic healing isn't to heal something that's broken on the inside, right? We all have this beautiful, almost ideal, most authentic, pure version of ourselves, our spirit, our soul, without any of the physical genetic patterning, without any of the social programming, those types of things that cause energetic blockages, tangled knots of webs of energy lines that I can then help to untangle. Like, think of it like a necklace, right? You pull it out of your jewelry box, it's all tangled. It's still perfect, it's not broken, it just needs some zhuzhing, right? It just needs some shaping. So this idea of healers healing you really needs to be explained, because I don't heal people. I untangle their knots so that they can heal themselves, so that they can do the work, the self-reflection, the shadow work, the healing of fully beautifully processing past traumas, releasing karmic baggage that they came into this life with, or helping to break genetic patterning that no longer serves their lineage, things like that, so that they can do that work. Going to actual talk therapy, things that I am not equipped to do. But if anybody has seen my flyer, I have 4 different quadrants, and that relates to the 4 aspects of self. Hello, new kitty who's adopted us. So if we don't heal our mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical at a very similar growth rate, then something's going to be all wonky. And so definitely, taking care of all 4 aspects, not just focusing on the talk therapy, not just focusing on working out and moving your body in a happy, healthy way, not just focusing on the spiritual development. You have to focus in on all 4 aspects of the self, or things don't heal at the right rate. And again, not heal as in put a band-aid on it and let the body fix itself. Well, maybe kind of a little bit, but I don't consider what I do a band-aid. I go in there and move things around before the band-aid is needed. So what does healing look like? Healing looks like feeling your feelings. So a lot of us go in and we are numbing out, we're distracting ourselves with doom scrolling and things like that. So one of the hardest things that people first recognize in the work they do with me is that they have to feel. And that's really hard. And it's kind of like taking a stopper out of a bottle, and all of the gunk that has built up, it just explodes everywhere, and they're kind of a mess. And that's okay. They're perfect right then. Like, that's the point of healing. It doesn't matter where you start, where you are. You're perfect right now. You're not broken. You're not damaged beyond any hope of repair. Typically, it's just self-sabotaging tendencies and patterns that are holding us back from being the greatest, most authentic version of ourselves that we can be, right? And so another thing that people have a really hard time with when they first start doing this work is that they have to realize and accept the fact that they're not victims. They are not the victims of their lives. Once we turn 18, once we are not in any sort of like life-threatening situation, we have literally no one to blame for our current circumstances but ourselves. So if you don't like the job, that's your own fault. If you don't like your boss, you're creating this situation. You are complicit in continuing this pattern. And so you can choose other, or you can take ownership of your choice and stay. Either way, recognizing that you're doing it is the only way to really move through it and forward. So feel your feels. You're not a victim. Healing is a beautiful process, but it's a bit overwhelming. I think the most exciting thing for me, and something that I like to show my clients as they experience this, is the healing as it happens. Make sure to recognize when, for example, you're in a repeat situation, like I said, dating the same person in a different body. So you're in, for example, a really long-term toxic relationship, 10 years, right? So you get out of this relationship, good job. You've tried like 6 times, you finally left for good, it sticks, excellent work. You're single for 4 months. Then you start dating someone else who's equally as toxic, right? Not great, not the same person, who was likely a bit worse, but not great still repeating that same type of tendency of low self-love, low self-worth, thinking that you deserve to be treated like shit, and allowing people to violate your worth all the time, right? So you're now in a new same relationship. But this time you leave after 3 years. Like, that's amazing. The whole point of healing, the whole process of healing can be summed up in that example, because it is the amount of time that it takes you to recognize the pattern and then shrink it. So recognize the pattern, the self-sabotaging tendency, the thing that you do that keeps you from living your best, most ease-filled life, and shrink that awareness time down to the point that next time, now you've been single for maybe 6 months because you recognize that your 4 months wasn't enough to really like fix yourself and get out of that self-sabotaging tendency. So now you're single for 6 months after this 3-year stint, right? Excellent. Now you see someone, you meet someone, and you're like, ooh, this seems really familiar. So now you're witnessing, you're recognizing your tendencies beforehand, and now you either can choose consciously to re-enter a very similar situation and continue the pattern, or not. And that, my friends, is healing. That is it. It is getting out of your own way. It is empowering yourself, tapping into your central core column of strength, and being able to hold healthy boundaries for yourself, for your greatest good. That's it. So, healers don't heal. We facilitate and give you tips to heal yourself. You are not a victim, and the best thing you can do is start looking for, recognizing, and reacting to your patterns before they happen. And then they're no longer your patterns. Then you just don't do that anymore, and you demand more respect from others. So, all that said, thank you for listening. I hope you're on a beautiful healing path. If you'd like to be on a healing path with me, I would love to help you. Reach out anytime. Blessings to you all.